Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so I'm starting to work on the player base a little bit here, and I just kind of quickly wanted to go over what I've set up. So here we'll change this here. We'll spawn outside. So once the player has their vehicle, they'll come back to their base. Now inside here, we're gonna have some different camera angles and that. So yeah, so let's assume we've dropped off our car. It's sitting out in front here. So then we're gonna go into our garage. And what I've done is I've changed the camera angle. Right? So then we can attach the winch. We'll have one of these in the bus garage and the truck garage as well. So let's see if I can get this car turned around. Come on, car. There you go, there you go. Oh, no, another way. There we go. Alright, so anyways, it'll eventually pull itself into the garage. Just helping it out here. Right, so this would be the car we found, or a car that we found, right? You know, be it a taxi, whatever the vehicle is. We found a vehicle. Now we want to fix it up. So we need to attach the winch. Interesting. So that's what I have to work on now, is the winch is not supposed to continue to shrink. Try greater or equal to. Let's take this, speed this process up a little bit. So yeah, I was spawning inside the garage. Changed the camera angle. I thought that was pretty neat. And then when you come out of the garage, it resets the player's camera angle, which is cool. It's just your controls are reversed when you first go in there. So we connect the rope. We're going to winch in. So it should stop once the rope gets to 2. But it's not. I don't know why. Maybe I should just say winch dot enabled equals false. A winch constraint dot winch enabled equals false. That's it, right? Gotta test it. Gotta test it. Right, and then of course then we have our auto parts. So we're gonna have tires here. Looks like there's already a prompt there for a tire. There's gonna be a something, I don't know, a screen. Yeah, that's not working for some reason. All right, so then what we'll do is we'll set it up in the rope constraint. We'll just do this. And we'll say we will say if the rope constraint dot enabled equals true. There we go. That'll work. See if that works. Right, so as soon as I connect it, it becomes true, I think. I may never know. I may never know. So, what are we looking at here? It should, let's see, winch in. It's true. There we go. See, sometimes you'll have the code, we just won't have the right order for the code. So it's just a matter of taking that code and rewriting it and rewriting it and rewriting it. So winch.enable is true. Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to say winch target 2, and then we need to say winch speed 1. There we go. So the rope is set up as a winch. As soon as we activate it, it should start to pull the vehicle into. Yeah. So now we don't need to, let's see, we don't need to activate it here. But what we can do is say scripts.parent.attachment proximity prompt enable equals true, and this one here all right, so then this one here gets rid of the rope. So then what stops the winch? So this should say scripts.parent.actionText equals winching, and then activate to stop. All right, let's see how that is. Interesting. How come the rope didn't attach? Maybe I messed up there. I didn't have to get rid of that. So then what we'll need to do, let's see. We will say winch speed 0. We just have to set it up as a winch, that's all. So then what we're going to say is winch enabled equals true. Scripts .parent .winch .rope constraint .winch target equals 2. And then we'll say scripts .parent .winch .rope constraint .winch speed equals 1. So then we can set it up like that. Yeah. Then it'll winch when we press the button, and it should stop winching when we press the button again. right? And now it's winching in. It's kind of weird the way the camera angles are. So we'll have to change the activation distance on these. On the prompts here. I'm using prompts because it's easier to track the player with the prompts, it seems, than it is with the click detector. There we go. Ah! What is up? What is up? What is up? Oh, because rope constraint not enabled. No, that's different. We need something different. We need to say let's see. If winch dot enabled equals true, then all right. So what we'll then do is in the click detector, I want to say script dot parent dot rope constraint dot winch enabled equals true. But because we have, I wonder how this is gonna work. Oh good, it doesn't start to pull it right away. Oh nice. So then if we do that, okay, so then no, we need a different true or false. I need to say local equals true. Then we say if activate true, then activate equals false. If activate equals false, then activate equals true. Where are we here? This one. Let's see. Oh boy. We need a true. So there's two ways to do it. We can either have a bool value, or we can just write it into the code. We'll see what it lets us do. Ah, perfect. Perfect. Whoops. Nice. Nice. Look at that. And we don't get any errors. Cool. So yeah, so now the player brings the, now let's see if it's going to stop. It should stop at its target. Winch target is supposed to be 2. Oh well, it doesn't, honestly, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. uh, it doesn't matter. Maybe that is 2. Whatever. I'm just gonna. Okay. So the reason, maybe what? Okay. So then we have to have a hidden part in here. I don't like that. I like being able to anchor the vehicle when it's attached to the rope. So basically, you bring the car in, right? You repair it. All right. Then you grab your tow truck, hook up to the car, pull it out of the garage. So I guess we're going to need a winch on here. And then you can take it and sell it. That's kind of the idea. So what saves? What saves are going to be the parts that you find to repair the vehicles. And maybe some of these special vehicles that you find. That's how you'll acquire the vehicles, is you have to find it, fix it up, and sell it. And then that's how you'll get the vehicle in your inventory. Ooh, I like it. Neat. Neat. Okay, it's an interesting concept. Yeah. So, as you can see, we have the garage, we have the basic stuff. It kind of works. I like it. Right, so that's it. We have the car, it'll connect to it, and then we'll just winch in. Oh my goodness. O'clock in the morning, like 4 alarms start going off. Oh boy. Alright. Yeah. See, I could do that even. Right. Cool. Yeah. So now we have the vehicle, right? So now we'll click somewhere. Click somewhere or come over here maybe and activate a prompt. We'll have to have a little workstation. And then we'll go to our workstation. Yeah, maybe right here there can be a workstation. And that's where we'll have our order screen and stuff for our... what we need is a computer. Right? That's where we can do the diagnostic on the vehicle. So this is where we're going to need to build an interface. And let's see, it's got to be something impressive. It could be something like that. There we go. I like it. Perfect. Now it has to be low for the player. Let's see how that looks. Nice. So, when we activate the computer, what we then want to do is, here we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to go camera focus B, and we're going to rotate this here. Let's see. Maybe here. So now, what I did to get the camera focus is I had to make a script on the character, and then so we'll have to duplicate this. And then the computer camera. Camera focus B, and this will be so in here we need to insert an attachment. And then inside the attachment, we need a button, a button, and then inside the button, we need some code. All right, and that code is going to say local script.parent button dot trigger ended connect function. And we'll be able to get the name of the player. And we need to say, we need to say, I think that's just that. Where's that? On client event is not a weird. Weird. What's the difference, I wonder? What's the difference? Just the S's. That's the only difference. Oh, on client event. Oh, that's the difference. Whoops. Whoopsies! I'll put the S's in the wrong spot. Okay, so... Hey, cool, yeah, there. So changes are nice, nice, nice. Okay, so it's going to change the angle, And then what we're going to do is we're going to say script, no, button dot enabled equals false. And when we go into here, we will say game get service workspace dot player home. I wonder where that computer is. Okay. Dot player home dot old computer dot mesh part button. Dot button dot attachment dot proximity prompt dot enabled equals true. So is that when you leave or when you enter? All right. Oh, you know, I should have we'll do this. Oh yeah, cool. See, so it reactivates. Nice. Excellent. So that's going to be our screen. This is going to be our, I don't know, our inventory. Perfect. So this is when, so the next step now, where are we at? 30 minutes? Cool. So what we've done is I've set up a basic player garage. All right. I've added some features to it. I've added a few things that I like to it. We're going to need a floor, obviously, checkered floor or something, classic garage. Yeah, and so in the next video we have to publish this to the server. So we'll probably publish the game to the server. And then we'll start coding. We'll start doing some real coding. We'll finally start coding the inventory. So then once we have the inventory coded, what we can then do is create a button that gives us a reward, which saves to the inventory, right? Then we'll be able to take that button and we'll be able to hide that all over the map. So you see where we're going, right? Slowly, first, and this is why we have to do this in steps. First, it's important to make the map. So we get a general idea. Maybe the map isn't finished, but it gives us a general idea of what we want, what we're looking for. Then when we start to code the game, in the early game, as you can see, once we know how the map looks, it just makes it easier when we're trying to add on to the concept later on, right? I want to hide things in the world for the players. Well, if we already have an idea of what the world looks like, then we can get an idea of where we want to hide stuff, you know, where it might be challenging for the player to find it, where it might not be challenging for the player to find it, etc., right? And so that's going to be like all that kind of stuff. All these missions, the rewards that we get for fixing up vehicles, all that is going to add to our inventory, right? So the small car garage, I think, is pretty well complete. It's just going to need a couple of, maybe some pictures somewhere. I think that would be cool. Yeah, and then I think now we need to work on the heavy truck bay and the bus bay. So that's coming up. That's coming up. Yeah, it's an early video. That's probably why I don't have more to say. So what did we do in this video? I don't know. I just kind of playing around with the camera focus. So there's two ways to change the player's camera, right? What you need to do is you need to create a local script that stays with the player. And then what you need to do is you need to tell the server when the player interacts with this button, or in this case, walks through a object, then you're gonna change the camera, right? And it just does that through the scripts. So the local scripts on the player listen for the server to fire their remote event, and when the server fires a remote event, it changes the local camera for the player, and it's all tracked by the player's name. That's why I like tracking the player's name. See, so I never really, I have yet to really play around with the camera angles, but I think it's cool. I think it's neat, you know. And then we can leave. I think we can leave. Yeah. We can go back in. It's cool. Right, and then you can close the window, maybe walk around, and then once you exit the garage, it resets the player's camera. It's cool. So yeah, so that was today's video, working on camera angles and that kind of stuff. Once again, thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. I hope you're enjoying the content and learning the little stuff. Yeah, and I hope it helps you and your game. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you all in the next one.